Hey guys, obviously a ton of pitching today. I know, like all teams, it's best available for you guys, but what can a day like this do for just sort of infusing an organization with, that much pitching?
Yeah, and excited to get a mix of the high school pitching along with the college pitching. I think we were fortunate enough to take a blend of big projection high school righties with some fastballs and some plus secondary options, and then some college guys with some electricity in their arms. So thought it was a nice blend. Obviously, didn't go into the day factoring a majority of pitching, but sometimes that's how it works out. And excited about the crop we were able to grab.
I wanted to ask you specifically about Prescott and Hall, two guys who obviously had elbow surgeries. What's the risk reward factor when taking guys like that, especially relatively high in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, there's always some risk with anybody who has surgery, but if they bounce back, return to form, what they were doing prior to the surgery was very enticing. And who knows, maybe they go a little higher in the draft if they were fully healthy. But we thought the risk for those guys, the mid 90 to upper 90s fastball that they shows with the electricity of the breaking balls. Prescott's got a unique splitter that we really like. So excited about grabbing those two guys in the middle rounds.
Just one more for me, and then I'll let some others ask. But the Westchester kid, Frambozi, uh, I guess scouting in your backyard a little bit, being the Mets. But what did you like about him, and how did that scouting process go?
Yeah, super athletic kid. Chance to stay on the dirt at shortstop. Real Tuesday, plush runner. Can really throw. And we like the swing, fluid swing. And so we think it's some huge upside. And, it just all checked out. We like the family and local kid that, we're excited about.
Thanks,
Wasn't an
guys.
easy guy to see with all the precipitation in the New York area this spring, but we were able to make it over there a few times, and it was nice to get a home game, and he was impressive.
Well, it's raining biblically here right now, so
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Roger.
Guys, I was sort of wondering about there's a financial component with the draft, and do you think that in some way a guy who has had the surgery on his a pitcher who's had the surgery might end up being something that better fits into the budget? Is that a factor at all?
It You never know. Each guy is a case by case basis, so it really depends on the year, when it might have happened, the player's future situation, whether he's in high school or college. So there's a lot of factors that go in play. I wouldn't say every time it's a Tommy John or a guy that had surgery recently, like necessarily you're getting a discount.
The other thing I was going to ask is, with regard to the surgeries that are performed on these pitchers, um, do you sort of feel like the advancements in the surgery and the way that guys have started to come back over the last, 5 to 10 years has made a guy who had a surgery much more appealing than he might have been a handful of years ago?
I think they're all risky. Like every injury, those all those injuries are risky. So obviously we're taking a chance and hoping that the player comes back, to the form, especially with Prescott and Hall. Uh, Before they got hurt, they were like Kris says, electric stuff, that we really liked. And you're hoping that they come back to form. So yeah, it's always a risk, and we take that all into consideration when we're taking the player.
Thank you.
Bridget.
Hey guys, just pivoting back to your first round selection of Mitch. Just curious about he had a third base chalk celebration in March that went viral and just kind of wanted to hear in looking at him for the draft, like, was this something that you had to discuss with him about like or address, and what about this was not really that concerning to you or what convinced you of that?
Yes, it was addressed. We spoke to him early in the spring and then at the combine about it. And basically, he's a young guy. It's a heat of passion. It's a big game. He made a big play for his team, and made a mistake, and he's made an apology for it, and owned up to it, handled it with class. And we did a ton of research after the fact with multiple sources about his makeup. We know this isn't an issue, and we feel comfortable about moving forward with Mitch moving forward.
Thank you.
Any other additional? Back to Tony.
Just two more from me. The first pick today, Toussaint. It's been, I know you, Kris, you haven't been around for more than a year and a half, but it's been quite a few years since the Mets have taken a high school pitcher even that high in the fourth round. What is the risk reward of doing so, and what did you like specifically about him?
Yeah, Peter was very interesting because he's a real big body guy, throws hard, throws strikes, and then he has a really good slider that every guy that we sent in to see him was raving about during the situation. I don't think it was ever like a strategy to like go away from high school pitching. It's just how the draft falls. When you're picking, if the high school pitcher is there and the deal's willing to be made, then you take the high school pitcher still. But this kid was willing. He wanted to go out and play for us. So we're excited to have him.
And then just curious, for either of you guys, any late rounds picks? I guess what would have been day 3 picks in the past, that any of those guys stick out to you as particularly interesting?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited about them, really excited about them all. We have exciting guys like James Smith. It was mostly a position player. One of our area scout did a really good job of scouting him. He didn't throw a lot of innings this year, but it was really exciting. He got hurt, and we were one of the teams that were able to see him and capitalize on his talent. So we're really excited about that one.
Obviously, it was mostly arms, blend of guys with starter track record, guys with big stuff coming out of the bullpen in college, some athletes that haven't pitched a lot, like you touched on with James, and then our guy Sam Robinson, extremely fast JUCO player that can do some things at shortstop and with the bat. So a little blend of everything, pitcher heavy, but we're excited about the players we got.
James Smith, you see him as you're going to develop him as a pitcher?
Correct.
Yes.